Hello, dear viewers. Welcome back. Now, prepare a cup of tea and let's sit together to explore another meaningful story that I bring to you today. My unfaithful wife returned home from her date with her lover, wearing a smile as if everything were normal. But I met her with a cold demeanor and informed her she had 10 minutes to sign the divorce papers and leave my house. What she didn't expect was the sudden arrival of her lover's wife, turning the evening into a nightmare she'd come to regret. I believed we had real chemistry. Clara was attractive, intelligent, and driven. We seemed to complement each other perfectly. I'm an executive in the luxury real estate sector, and she's a corporate strategist. Our careers are demanding, but I thought we understood each other. The cracks began subtly. Clara always made time for dinner with me, but suddenly, she started working overtime more frequently. I tried to ignore it, convincing myself it was just the nature of her job. I trusted her completely. But one evening, as we sat watching TV, her phone rang. She answered quickly, offered a nervous smile, and placed it on the table, screen down. When I asked who it was, she said it was just a client, avoiding eye contact. She explained that he'd been overly demanding lately. Her words sounded reasonable, but her tense shoulders and tightly gripped phone hinted at something deeper. Over the following weeks, my doubts grew. Clara's late-night calls and messages became more frequent. She used work emergencies as an excuse to avoid spending time with me, and her once warm demeanor turned cold and distant. I couldn't shake the feeling something was wrong. One Friday evening, after she left for another supposed meeting with a client, I checked her laptop, which she'd left open. What I found shattered my trust. Dozens of messages between her and a man named Ethan. Their exchanges were flirtatious and revealed plans to meet at upscale restaurants and boutique hotels. My stomach turned as I read through the messages. Ethan wasn't just any man. He was married. Worse, I recognized him from one of Clara's company events. The stolen glances, the overly loud laughter at each other's jokes, it all clicked. I wasn't ready to confront her yet. I needed more evidence. Over the next month, I hired a private investigator to track Clara. The photos and videos he captured confirmed everything. Clara was having an affair with Ethan. The investigator also uncovered something else. Ethan's wife, Maya, was completely unaware of his double life. Ethan's audacity infuriated me, but I knew I had to be strategic. I reached out to Maya anonymously, sending her a package with all the evidence I'd collected. Along with the evidence, I included a note. "You deserve to know the truth. Call me if you need to talk." A few days later, my phone rang. It was Maya. She was heartbroken but determined. The betrayal and the damage it had inflicted on both of us were undeniable. "I want to confront him face to face," Maya said, her voice steady despite the tears glistening in her eyes. "I want to make sure he never forgets this moment." Her resolve ignited something in me. What if we confronted them together? I suggested. They think they've escaped accountability, but we'll show them they haven't. For the first time, Maya smiled, a small but meaningful gesture. That night, we began to plan the confrontation carefully, ensuring it would leave an unforgettable mark. On a Saturday night, Clara told me she was working late again, but I knew exactly where she would be, an exclusive restaurant downtown. Maya and I arrived early, securing a discreet corner table where we could observe everything unnoticed. Sure enough, Clara and Ethan walked in hand, smiling like a couple without a care in the world. My anger simmered beneath the surface, but I stayed composed. This moment had to be flawless. When their entrees arrived, Maya and I made our move. We approached their table together, and the look of sheer panic on their faces was worth every sleepless night. "Clara," I said coldly, "you forgot to mention you were having dinner with Ethan tonight." "And Ethan," Maya added, her tone sharp, "I see you're quite busy this evening." The restaurant fell silent as all eyes turned to us. The tension was electric. Clara stammered, her face flushing. "Liam, I can explain." "You'll have plenty of time to explain," I interrupted, pulling a document from my bag and placing it on the table. "This is the divorce agreement. You have 10 minutes to sign it, pack your belongings, and leave my home." "Divorce?" she repeated, as if the concept were foreign to her. "This is ridiculous." "No, Clara," I said firmly. "What's ridiculous is thinking I wouldn't find out about your lies and betrayal." Ethan tried to stand, but Maya's hand on his arm forced him back into his seat. "You're not going anywhere, Ethan," she said icily. "We're far from finished." She pulled out her own folder, filled with damning evidence. "The board of your company will receive this on Monday," she continued. "Let's see how they react to their CEO using company funds to wine and dine his mistress." Ethan's face turned ashen. "You wouldn't." "Oh, I absolutely will," Maya said, her voice cold as steel. Clara left that night with nothing but her handbag. The next morning, I changed the locks and sent her belongings to her parents' house. She tried calling, texting, and even showing up at my office, but I refused to see her. Our divorce was finalized within a few months, and she walked away with far less than she expected. As for Ethan, his life unraveled quickly. Maya followed through on her promise and sent the evidence to his company's board. Within days, he was fired, and word of his affair spread like wildfire. Maya filed for divorce soon after, and last I heard, Ethan was living in a shabby apartment far removed from the lavish lifestyle he once enjoyed. Maya and I stayed in touch for a while, supporting each other as we rebuilt our lives. Over time, we found peace, knowing we had taken control of a situation that could have destroyed us. Betrayal may wound deeply, but it also reveals hidden strength. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't just uncovering the truth, but reclaiming your power and moving forward. Make sure that those who wronged you never forget the consequences of their actions. True justice isn't just about recovering what you've lost. It's about reclaiming your strength and moving forward with purpose. If you've enjoyed this story, I've noticed that many of you who watch haven't subscribed yet. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel. You're joining a community that values meaningful and thought-provoking stories. Let's continue sharing and exploring these powerful journeys together. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss the next story. Your support makes this community stronger. See you in the next stories.